Sir, why are you avoiding me now? You act like I don't exist anymore.
Blessing, stop this. Whatever happened before is over.
You know it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Over? Just like that? You were not saying this when you kept calling me at night. You were not saying this when you said you cared about me.
Before we begin, please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy emotional stories with deep life lessons, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. This is a story about kindness, betrayal, and the painful price of broken trust. The price of betrayal. Mrs. Amaka Okari first met the housemaid on a rainy evening. The girl's name was Blessing. Blessing looked nothing like her age. Her cheeks were sunken, her clothes hung loosely on her thin body, and her eyes carried the tired look of someone who had cried too many nights without comfort. Her slippers were torn, her hair was unkempt, and her hands were rough from years of hard labor. She looked hungry, not just for food, but for kindness. Amaka's heart softened immediately. She brought Blessing into her home and treated her like family. She fed her properly, bought her new clothes, paid for her hospital checkups, and even enrolled her in evening lessons so she could learn to read and write. When Blessing fell sick, Amaka stayed by her bedside. When she cried from nightmares of her past, Amaka listened. To Blessing, Madam Amaka became the mother she never had. But the man of the house, Mr. Chinedu Okri, saw Blessing differently. Slowly and secretly, Chinedu crossed the line. What began as simple help turned into stolen glances, then whispered conversations, and finally a hidden affair right under Amaka's roof. Blessing, who had once been grateful, became emotionally attached to the man who showed her attention. Amaka knew nothing. Years of infertility weighed heavily on Amaka's heart. After many failed treatments, she made a painful but hopeful decision. One night, she suggested to her husband that they use Blessing as a surrogate, her own egg, Chinedu's sperm, and Blessing would only carry the child. Chinedu agreed, hiding his guilt behind silence. They ignored all legal processes and relied on trust alone. The couple promised Blessing 4 million naira and paid 2 million upfront. After the medical procedure was completed, Chinedu ended his secret relationship with Blessing completely. To him, it was over. But to Blessing, it felt like abandonment. She tried repeatedly to lure Chinedu back, late-night visits, fake tears, subtle touches, but he refused. That rejection planted deep bitterness in her heart. The kindness she once received now felt like a trap. As the pregnancy progressed, her heart hardened. On the day of delivery, Blessing gave birth safely through a cesarean section. While Amaka waited with joy and tears of gratitude, Blessing vanished from the hospital with the baby. Days later, reality struck back. The baby fell dangerously ill. Hospital bills piled up, and medication swallowed the money quickly. Blessing watched helplessly as the child struggled to breathe. By the time the 2 million naira was exhausted, she was left with nothing but fear and regret. Weak, stressed, and almost unrecognizable, Blessing returned. Her once bright eyes were dull, her face hollow, her body thin and shaky. Standing before Amaka, she could barely raise her head. Without a word, she handed the baby over. In that moment, everyone understood the true cost of betrayal. Amaka lost her trust. Chinedu lost his peace. Blessing lost her future. Kindness should never be repaid with evil, because evil always returns with interest. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.